All right, so we ran out the wedge, or the push plate. You can see the timing of this to the front of this wedge. I think, well, that's at or below a 1/2 inch. So probably not quite 3/8. Let's see here. Let's see. I don't know. Okay, so there's the first line you can see is 1/2 inch. So it's about a 1/2 inch gap out to the front of that wedge. I haven't tried it with the single knife in, so I don't know if, there we go. I can't see that longer line, so I'm gonna say that's less than 1/2 inch by probably a 32nd or a 16th. But guys, you gotta remember, you're working with a chainsaw. Your cut, the kerf of the saw blade or the chain whipping through the wood is, 1/4 of an inch, almost pushing on 3/8. So that's well within the tolerance there. At least I think it is. So if you don't think so, well, so be it. All right. Next up, we're gonna fire up the machine. I'm gonna bring it back to we're gonna do the 18-inch measurement first, and we'll kind of work our way back. So here we go. Gotta love this electric start and the priming, automatic priming. Alright guys, here we go. We backed this thing off from the full 30-inch stroke out. I put the restrictor plates in at 18. Now you can kind of see here, we're running into that same problem that we had when we had the 30-inch stroke, or excuse me, we had the restrictor plate set to 24, but we only had the 30-inch pullback arm. See, we got a gap on top here. It's not quite as severe, I don't think. Well, maybe that's probably about the same. It's the same ratio anyway. So you'd still wind up pulling back a piece of wood here probably, right? It's gonna rest like this. So you're gonna wind up manipulating it here if you're running 18-inch stroke with a 24-inch pullback arm. That's the big ticket here. That's the big key. If we were running the 30-inch pullback arm, we'd be out in, I don't know, out in here. We'd be another 6 inches forward. So, all right, what do we got here? The front of the plate to the front of the box wedge, that's right at, I would say, 20 inches. So there we go. So you can put a 16-inch piece in here, no problem, 16, 17, 18, and it's gonna fit in the 18-inch stroke. That's what we're looking for. So if we had the perfect size rounds, which are behind the camera here, we could run this in this configuration, and I think where this would really help, and I'm gonna look into trying this weekend, excuse me, where I think this 18-inch, 20-inch stroke is gonna help is if we run that third of a cord challenge that everybody's doing right now. I just bought myself another 4 inches of travel time that the cylinder doesn't have to go back and forth on. It's not a lot, but it might be enough. It gives you an edge, right? So anyhow, front of faceplate to front of the box wedge is 20 inches, okay? And that's on the 18-inch setting. So, all right, now we're gonna fire this up again. I'm gonna move it back out to the 24-inch stroke. We're gonna measure that again. Okay, here we go. Downside of using grease or WD-40 here on the beams is now this beam is kind of dirty and slimy messy. Alright, I get this in the right orientation, slide it under here, drops in. There we go. All right, now we got the restrictor plates in the 24-inch slot. We've already determined, right, that this pullback arm is 23 1/4 from the face. We can see here we got a little bit more than that. So we're right at 26 for the opening. Yep, 26 to the front of the pusher plate to the front of the box wedge. So, and we know that there's about a 1/2 inch gap between the front of the box wedge or the front of the pusher plate, the front of the box wedge when the stroke is all the way forward. So we're at 26. Excuse me. We're really going to be about 25 and 3/8, something like that, when this thing is all the way in. There again, guys, it's not quite 24. It's close enough for what I need. What I'm appreciating here is that this lug lift looks to be pretty well centered in this 24-inch opening, give or take, right? So that means I can load my standard rounds, swing them up here, and cycle through. The other thing with this being just a hair short is that there's almost no chance that if I got a big enough round coming through here, it's gonna fall back onto this table and be ready for the next push. So if I had to have it one way or the other, this is the way I'd rather have it, because now I know that my big rounds are gonna slide back, drop back into here, and be able to push through for another cycle. So let me back up the camera, we'll reset here, and we're gonna run around at this 24-inch stroke just so you guys can see that. And then I think we're gonna run one at 18. We'll run it back out and we'll give that one more shot here. So I think the 18-inch stroke is actually gonna work pretty good, because this front of this arm is just kind of hanging over this edge. I don't think there's gonna be a lot of manipulation there needed. I think most of the time it's gonna fall back because of the momentum carrying it. So there's not enough of a wedge here, a flat top on the box wedge, to hold that up. So let's give that a shot here. We'll get the box wedge fired up, get you guys a good angle, and yeah, that'll be it. Stay tuned. Here we go. we go. Here's the full-size box. If I'm shouting at you guys, it's because I still got my ears in. There's 3.5 by 3 3/4 maybe. 3 5/8. Okay. On the back side, this is where the slash comes into play. We're still 3.5, but now we're 2.5 all the way down to about 1 3/4 inches. So there's your 2x4 on one end and a 4x4 on the other. Here's another one that just went through. You can see here's that slash that wants to lift off but still attached. That's a good nice little piece of kindling that's stuck on there. That'll be nice. There we go. We're 3 5/8, 3.5 crossed, and we're 3.5 to where it disappears there. On the reverse side, we're 3 inch. If I go inside of there, we're 2 3/8. If I go to that piece of slash, we're 2.5, 2 3/4. So nice pieces of wood, easy to handle. Easy to handle for anybody. I mean, this is not that heavy. What I really like about the box wedge, guys, this is kind of an unknown selling point, I think, is you go to stack this stuff up later, it just flops into your arm. There's a flat edge that catches, and you can handle, you know, I can get one more piece here and probably one more on top, or carry one. This isn't too bad. And if you do get slashed, this is the kind of stuff you get. Full length, right? It's not paper thin, but right, that's 3/4 inch, 7/8 down to nothing. You know, 1/4 inch, 3/8. This side is just a feather. You're still 17 inches. So this is awesome kindling wood. On some of these side splits and different things, this is going to make great campfire wood. Back 40 was feeding the campfire last night on Friday Night Live with basically this kind of stuff. Burns quick, dries fast. It's going to keep these bigger pieces going in the fire longer. So yeah, anyhow, we're going to run one more round, then we'll switch back to the 18-inch stroke. We'll see how that goes. So hang on. Alright guys, just wanted to mention this quick. I'll see if I leave it in the video, but basically this round I cut a little bit at an angle, so I spun it around out here on the table to get a more flat spot back here. I can already see the log lift doesn't line up. It's too far back for this 18 or 20 inch, what we figured. I don't think that's a problem. I know I'm gonna get comments here where you guys think that, oh my God, that's a huge problem. Where I don't see that as an issue is I really think that if you're doing 18 inch pieces, you're gonna have a 4-way setup here or something. You're gonna be doing limb wood, something a little bit easier. I'm trying to do production here with the box wedge. There we go. I'm trying to do production here with the box wedge, so having it set at 24 inch stroke is fine. I don't think I'm losing that much of a cycle time. Like I said, where this 18 would be handy is if you had a single way. Like I've got a whole bunch of limb wood back here behind the camera that's going to be like a split in half, maybe big enough for a 4-way, maybe not. Might just set the 4-way up a little bit higher, and you know, if it's a little bigger piece, we'll hold it up and send it through. But that's where I see this 18 inch stroke at, you know, 18, 20 inch stroke, whatever, is the log lift is in the down position, somebody's standing on it, or you flip it up and roll it down, pin it into place so that you're not messing with it and tripping on it, and somebody's just handing you logs. You got a pile of, you know, 8 to 10 inch diameter, 6 inch diameter limb wood that you're just kind of feeding through this thing as quick as possible. So that's where I see this kind of being the most beneficial. Maybe I'd use it by myself. Kind of doubt it on this big stuff, just because it doesn't, if you put the round in the cradle how it's supposed to be. Let's see, this is the other, here's the other measurement we'll give you guys. All right, we'll do it this way. So on the inside of this cradle to the inside of the other side, we're 18 1/4. So that's going to fit most of your firewood, right? You're cutting to 16, 15, 16, 17, 18 even. It's fitting on this rack in the exact position it is. We got these nice little cuts here. Looks like it's laser cut or water jetted to kind of hold the rounds. Same thing up here. If we go outside to outside on this, guys, we are, pulled the tape taut, we're 18 7/8. So that means this thing's going to carry anything that's 19 plus. So you're either going to have the round in on one side and hanging over, and you got 19. No, yeah, you're 18 1/2 if you're inside to outside, right? So longer rounds, you could have resting in here out to 24, 28, whatever. Or you could rest across the face here, you know, a couple 3 inches out here, out to 26, you know, where's my 30? There we go. You know, 6 inches off on this side, 5, 6 inches out on that side. So that's kind of how this shapes up. So like I said, I don't see it. Here's kind of the inline view, guys. All right, so if it's rolling straight off of here, you're seeing we didn't adjust the push plate. We're at the 18 inch stroke and it's not centered in there. So you're gonna have to manipulate it a little bit to get it to roll in. The reason I think that this is set back is so that you can run the full 30 inch stroke. That makes the most sense in my head. Same thing with the 24. This would be the standard machine for a 24 inch stroke. The jig is set up for that. The likelihood that you're gonna run a whole bunch of 18 inch material on a 30 inch stroke, probably slim to none, but it's there, it's available. Like I said, we would probably roll this up, right? Drop this down so that you'd be able to walk right up to the machine. You know, this would be down to the ground basically, and you could just set rounds in here, so, or you know, smaller stuff. So anyhow, let's run this through at 18 inches we'll see how that pullback arm works. Actually, here's the test, right? Will it rest on here, or will the momentum carry the log back and drop it on the table? So let's Alright guys, that's going to do it for today. Appreciate you sticking around. Please like, comment down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. We're right at 350 subscribers, so that's awesome. Keep it up. We'll keep using this. I've got, like I said, we got a pile of rounds here behind it. I think we're going to reset this thing to the 24-inch stroke. We're going to run the rounds behind it. And then I think we'll get the mini fired up again. We got some ash logs back here, maybe a little bit extra maple. Get those cut up, and we'll keep putting out some content for you guys. So stick around, appreciate it. Appreciate you guys being here. I'll catch you on the next one. Have a great day around the yard.